Well, in your day, if something were to happen, in terms of streetwise, whoever was there will say their version of the events. But in 2021, you now have social media. Everything is on camera. People don't get into fistfights because they don't want to risk the embarrassment of losing a fist fight and having it show up on video and go viewed by 1 million people on Instagram. You have people that create songs who diss each other, and then the fans will pump it up. They'll send the song to the rivals, and then they'll talk shit to each other and so forth. As someone who came out of a space where there was no social media, it was just whoever was there and saw it, and now you have social media. Do you see a big difference in terms of the violence?
Yeah, because these guys is not up under leadership. They are not up under guidance. They doing their own thing. They don't have to report to nobody. They don't feel like they have to answer to nobody because they not embedded with no certain organization. They doing their own thing. That's why things is happening to them.
Yeah. And, and although throughout this interview, you've said that it's always been one thing. There's never been a GD and a BD thing, from your point of view, but you fast forward to now, and the gangster disciples and the black disciples, they go at it. There's wars, there's diss songs, there's violence back and forth. Do you think there could ever be a point where it could just be one thing, the way it was originally?
Look, this is what I'm telling you. A lot of the real black disciples, a lot of the real gangsters is together. These guys is not up under none of our umbrella that's doing it. These ain't black disciples and GD wars that's going on. These the rappers. These the people that fighting over their females, or over drugs. This ain't coming. Look, you got leadership out here. These guys know who they met. Everybody that mess with these different groups, they doing the right thing. These guys you see running around, they ain't up under no leadership. They don't come to meetings. They don't sit down with us. These guys doing their own thing. These the guys that I keep telling you is scared to go to school. They scared to go to the store. They scared to step outside their house. You see, because they think they're going to get seen and blown down. You got guys talking about they BDs fighting each other. You got guys talking about they GDs fighting each other. Same way with the Stones and vice versa. And then now they got GDs and BDs riding with them and they fighting everybody, calling themselves mixed mob or whatever they call themselves. But these guys, is doing them and they getting caught up and they dying for no reason because ain't no leadership governing them.
Yeah, I mean, it's sad. It's sad. I interviewed FBG Duck a couple of times, and we talked about because he had already been through so much violence. He had he lost his brother through violence, and I asked why he doesn't just move out of Chicago, and he said, well, I feel safer in Chicago. Ultimately, he gets killed in Chicago. I interviewed his mother, who lost 2 children through gun violence. And she's crying through the whole interview, trying to come to grips with that. It's sad, man. It's sad. And, you wish every year it would get better and worked out, but it seems like it either gets worse or it stays the same. And, it breaks my heart to talk to someone and then 6 months later you find out that they were killed.
You have to look at why it's happening. And I'm constantly telling you that look, you got real leaders out here. You got these people need help. There's no money to put up the center. See, let me say this. How would you say it? Okay, the people behind me and the people behind them. They generations is mostly dead. Now we coming into a new generation, 8 on up, and they being killed before they even make it. They being killed. Why? Why? You know why? Because ain't nobody out here to teach them, to lead them. Ain't no program. Ain't no money given to the right people to create programs or none of that. You know, these peoples is letting what go on happen. You see, we missing generations. Now we finna miss another generation because 8 years old, start counting. They dying. 14, 13, 12, they dying. Why? Because people don't know how to shoot guns. Because of different things jumping. Oh, there go them guys that said they smoking on woo woo woo. Oh, there go them guys that were messing with your woman. This is what's going on. And there's no accountability for what's going on. You see, the mayor constantly hollering, they getting up money to stop the violence. The police is them saying the same thing. But who are y'all giving the money to stop this stuff? Not the right people. You want to lie on us and say, we want the money to sell drugs. You a lie. All you got to do is keep track of where this money going and what it's going for. You see what I'm saying? That's it, you know. But they want to keep us in the people's sight saying we bad people. We ain't the bad people. They the bad people because they really don't want to help the people. The penitentiaries is filled with us. They making more private penitentiaries as we speak. For who? For our children. You know, then you got these basketball players, football players, all these type of people investing money into these private penitentiaries for us. But they want to keep their children in good areas. You know, look at the conditions in which we live under right now. And you will feel our pain, those that have been there, done that, you know, and we trying to still stop it and create something, but we can't because they won't allow us to fund it. We say, give us some buildings, let us fix them up and help the needed people. You know what I'm saying? They don't want to do that.
Well, Don, Dirk, I really appreciate you coming in and sharing your story. You're one of the few people that are still alive in terms of the founders. That's what now is known as the Black Disciples. You're one of the few people that really knew King David personally. You know, one of the few people still alive that was close to Larry Hoover and so forth. So I think that what you're saying is historically very important. And I think that the words you're putting out there is really going to change a lot of people's perception of what it is. Because like you said, the media is not going to paint the Black Disciples as a community organization. It's not going to talk about the businesses that the Black Disciples started and, you know, helping kids go to school and school lunches and so forth, stuff that you guys were doing back in the 60s. It's going to be painted a certain type of way, which is why it's important that I sit down with people like yourself to give firsthand accounts as to what really happened. And hopefully this will change the perception of some people. So I really appreciate you coming in and sharing your story.
Yes, sir. But let me say one thing. Even though I started the Black Disciples, wrote the law, did all of that, put the crown on Shorty Freeman's head, I did all of that. But we 414, we disciple nation. We up under the house of David. You see, because King David is better than what people think. This ain't King David out here, you see. People done took names and they done made them look bad. That's why we converted to 414, Disciple Nation, up under the house of David, because that's where we really coming from. And we do represent Larry Hoover. We do represent him because he's just as much another King David to us as King David is to us. You see what I'm saying? And we trying to do right by his name as well. You see, our struggle, our betterment is about him too.
Well, there you have it. And that's how we're going to end it. Don Dirk, really appreciate you sharing your story. Wish you all the best.
You too, sir. Thank you. Call me
Take
again.
care. Will do. Peace.
I'm looking forward. Peace.